All right, we're told now that all the House members have gotten this Russia election hack briefing. Now, some of that leaked out. We'll get into that a little bit later here. But they weren't all happy campers hearing what they heard. We have former Congressman and chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Pete Hoekstra, joining me right now. You know, you think about it, Congressman, so much of the attention has been on the release of this intelligence on Donald Trump, and then you have James Clapper, the Director of National Intelligence, telling the President-elect, look, we had nothing to do with this. Well, somebody did. Obviously, Chuck Schumer was aware of it when he made that veiled threat to Donald Trump not to anger the intelligence agencies or dismiss their work. So I'm confused. What have we learned? Do we know?
Well, I don't think we've learned a whole lot more than what we've known for years. Russians have been great at propaganda. They've been trying to not necessarily influence elections, but undercut democracies, representative government in Europe, and here in the U.S. What we have learned, and I think this is very damaging to the intelligence community. Take a look at one action. They're going to release this report, or they're going to give this report on hacking. And then they decide to attach 2 pages, a dossier, a summary of all of this fake news, this stuff that's been made up about Donald Trump, about how the Russians are going to, or have the information to blackmail Donald Trump. It's totally bogus, and they attach it to one of the most important reports that they're going to provide to the president and the president-elect, and then they facilitate releasing the hacking part. But, oh, wait a minute, this other piece is there with it, meaning it's going to make it into the public. No, this was a hit job by the intel community on our president-elect.
And you think it was a hit job because of what he said about doubting the Russian role or the degree of the Russian role in the election, and he then questioned the agencies outright that this is tit for tat?
No, I think this is more, I think it's deeper than this. I think the intelligence community has become very politicized. You know, I hope that Mike Pompeo, Dan Coats going in this are going to take the intelligence community back into the shadows, and they are going to make sure that they focus on producing great intelligence and get them out of the business of politics.
But don't you worry, Congressman, about that? Like, I always think that Washington bureaucracy's there. The Indians always run it. The chiefs come and go, but the Indians run it. And I think new leadership comes in and says, yeah. And they give lip service to the new guy coming in. I don't mean that to be a cynical or jaded response, but it's just weird, you know?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, I have met, you know, the rank and file of the intelligence community around the world. They don't care about politics. They just want to go out and do their jobs. Right. This is an agency where typically the leadership becomes politicized, and this one has. You know, James Clapper saying the Muslim Brotherhood is a social organization. Why? Not because they're a social organization, but because the Obama administration is engaging with the Muslim Brotherhood. You know, the Benghazi attack was a result of a video. You know, those were all political things, and I really do believe, and it's absolutely essential. The administration that appoints them and all. We've already gotten signs out of the ones who have testified so far on Capitol Hill that they will disagree, sometimes significantly so, from Donald Trump. What does that portend to you? Oh, I think that's great. That's exactly what an intelligence community should be prepared to do, is to present the intelligence as they get it and present it to the policymakers so that they can make better and informed decisions. They are not there to reinforce a policy direction that a president has put in place. The president needs to hear the truth, and that if a policy is not working, and if ISIS is really expanding and all of those types of things, and the threats are going in a certain direction other than what the president believes they're going in, he needs to hear that so that they can make the course corrections.
All right, we'll watch it closely. Do you think any of those nominations are in peril? I mean, from your vantage point, do you see any of them in danger?
No, I think these are very qualified individuals. I think you're going to see them in their offices hopefully by the end of next week.
All right. We'll watch closely, sir. Very good having you. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay. Always good to be with you. Thanks, Neil.